Felix Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, Dmitry Bivol, Arthur Beterbiev, Bernard Hopkins, Floyd Mayweather. Damn, maybe don't think.
The sport is being rocked by Sugar Ray Leonard's most recent collapse, as he's been outspoken and straightforward in stating that Terence Crawford possesses the power to totally destroy Canelo Alvarez. He views the battle as more than simply a fantasy bout. It is a masterclass waiting to happen. This is a tactical blueprint, not only an opinion, and Leonard is prepared to explain how skill actually overcomes power. Saul Canelo Alvarez, who previously sparred with the unbeaten Floyd Mayweather, recently asserted that Terence "Bud" Crawford, his next opponent, is not just good, but superior than Mayweather. A man who knows more about excellence than most people living heard this incendiary comment, which sent shockwaves across the sport. When questioned about his thoughts on Canelo's astounding evaluation, Sugar Ray Leonard responded. His reply was straightforward, composed, and cut straight through the cacophony. Leonard gave the 5-word reality check that has come to define this argument with a small shake of his head. Hey, they need to demonstrate that it was a challenge rather than a dismissal. Leonard is aware that pre-fight kudos and audacious forecasts don't define brilliance. It is earned. Because Leonard has seen this narrative before, his mistrust is weighed by history.
What do you make of Crawford, Canelo saying Crawford's better than Floyd?
Hey, they gotta prove that.
A contemporary follow-up to the iconic 1987 confrontation between Sugar Ray Leonard and the amazing Marvin Hagler is about to take place. That battle was really a confrontation between total opposites. Hagler was the indisputable middleweight king, the bigger, stronger man who reigned with an iron grip. The smaller, faster technical Leonard was a welterweight who had come out of a lengthy retirement to challenge for greatness by stepping up in weight. Everyone believed he was insane. Leonard was aware that he couldn't defeat Hagler. Rather, he frustrated the champion in steel rounds with deft movement, accurate timing, and a cunning plan. Decades later, the dynamics are quite similar. Like Hagler, Canelo is the larger man by nature. As the current super middleweight king, he is a formidable fighter who uses unrelenting pressure and vicious body blows to destroy opponents. He methodically dismantles fighters who remain still in front of him. Terence Crawford is another person who flawlessly emulates Leonard's strategy. Despite being smaller, he is regarded as the most perceptive and versatile boxer of his time. Crawford is an unbeaten, unchallenged champion who can change positions with ease, manage distance, and make quick adjustments like a chess master. Crawford is taking on a champion in a higher weight class who is physically better, much like Leonard did when he challenged Hagler. Sugar Ray Leonard is unafraid to respond to the classic query of whether speed or size is more significant. For him, speed is always the solution. He is aware from experience that the smaller man can win, but it will take a flawless strategy.
Size or speed? Well, what usually wins in fights? Because that's what they're saying the tale of Canelo Crawford is.
Speed. I like speed.
Speed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sugar, as a fighter yourself who's moved up in weight, what were like questions that you were trying to answer for yourself in the ring, kind of against the bigger guy?
What's my waist? My waist size.
Yeah.
32, 42. Yeah. You don't get that, do you? You don't understand what I'm trying to say. It's what you feel. It's a feeling.
Leonard's message, which focused on the difficulties Crawford experiences as he gains weight, was brimming with knowledge that only he could have. I mean, that's true, he responded, but you know what? It's always possible. There is always a chance to succeed. In this manner, speed can be used as a weapon. Crawford cannot afford to fight Canelo in a war of attrition. Like Leonard did against Hagler, he will need to move laterally constantly, make angles, and launch accurate, cutting counterattacks. Instead of trying to eliminate Canelo, the objective is to outsmart him, irritate him, force him to miss, and force him to pay by scoring points after round. It's a risky dance, a 12-round tightrope walk, where one slip-up may spell disaster. Leonard, however, is a living example of what is possible. But compared to Hagler, Canelo Alvarez is a much more strategic combatant. Additionally, he has spent his entire career training to defeat opponents like Crawford.
What about Crawford do you think can bridge the weight gap? Or like with you, what did bridge the weight gap? Because a lot of people are just saying, hey, Canelo's just too big for someone like Terence.
That's true. But you know what? There's always a way. Put it that there's always a way. There's always a way to win.
Canelo will employ a straightforward and harsh strategy. Remove the ring and force his size on her. He won't run after Crawford. Rather, he will employ smart pressure, steadily reducing the gap while maintaining a tight, high guard to deflect incoming attempts. He will use more than simply power punches to the head as his main weapon. Crawford's body will be subjected to an unrelenting attack. Canelo will want to restrict Crawford's movement and force him into interactions where his size and strength can dominate, just like Hagler attempted to cage Leonard. We've saw him do it previously. Canelo's smothering pressure and body work gradually wore down and broke fighters like Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant, both of whom were excellent boxers. In an attempt to slow Crawford down and take away his greatest advantage, his legs, he will try to transform the bout from a boxing contest into a street brawl. What makes this bout so captivating is the intriguing clash of styles, Crawford's quickness and cunning against Canelo's strength and pressure. This fight is the ultimate goal for both guys. It's an opportunity to permanently inscribe their names in the annals of history. A win would be yet another incredible accomplishment in Canelo Alvarez's already illustrious career. There would be no question about his superiority if he defeated an undefeated pound-for-pound titan like Terence Crawford, solidifying his status as one of the best fighters of his generation. However, this is more to Terence Crawford. A victory would be unprecedented and nearly his greatest achievement. In order to defeat a contemporary legend, he would become the first fighter in history to be unchallenged at 140 pounds, then 147, and finally 168. He would immediately join legends like Sugar Ray Leonard in the pantheon of all-time greats. For accomplishing such a bold feat, it's understandable why the psychological battle has already started with so much at stake. Canelo claimed that Crawford was superior to Mayweather. But why? Was it an instance of sincere, unvarnished candor? After all, he might be complimenting his opponent, which would only increase the excitement for their big battle. However, it's probably a planned shift. An interesting irony is also present. Canelo could only genuinely validate his claim if he were to lose to Crawford, which was most definitely not his goal.
Crawford is a hell of a fighter. If it goes the distance, he might be able to get that decision win. But I think if there's a knockout, then it might be Canelo who's getting the knockout win.
Crawford all the way. Hey, listen, it's going to be a good fight, though. I feel like he has what it takes to bring the upset. I really do. Granted, the size is a big issue.
From the last 3 fights, I believe Crawford wins.
I like Crawford, but I gotta go with mi gallo is Canelo. So I gotta rock with Canelo. I think the size makes a difference.
Canelo, but you got to take your head off to Terence Crawford for just moving up multiple weight divisions. I have Canelo winning. More comfortable at 168. Crawford's a great fighter, but I think the weight problem might be a big...
It's a complex labyrinth of psychological warfare meant to dominate the pre-fight narrative and keep Crawford guessing.
Like Crawford? Or maybe use the same game plan?
I don't know. I don't really know. But, I put that fight in other place right now. I think Crawford is a little better than Mayweather. But Canelo have more experience right now. No.
Canelo fanboys, please explain to me how Terence Crawford is actually better than Floyd Mayweather. If Crawford ain't fought not one elite fighter, and Mayweather's beat the most world champions in the history of the sport of boxing, someone please explain to me how Terence Crawford is actually better than Floyd Mayweather.
This amazing matchup ultimately comes down to a timeless query. Will the past happen again? Will the more technically proficient, smaller, and quicker boxer pull off a spectacular upset like Sugar Ray Leonard did against Marvin Hagler all those years ago? Or will the larger, more powerful champion force his will, demonstrating that some obstacles are simply too great to overcome? There is no denying the similarities. The stakes are high, and there are differing views. However, the man who has been there and done it can have the greatest viewpoint. According to Sugar Ray Leonard, the intangible is what matters most in the super bout. He only responded, "Whoever wants to win will win," when asked who would win. It all comes down to a champion's will, heart, and ambition. It serves as a reminder that in a battle this significant, the victor is determined by the fighter who is prepared to show themselves, not just by size or speed.
Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford, remind me if I'm wrong, but you moved up insane amounts of weight to fight Lanny Dadon and you pulled it off.
Yeah.
How are we able to do it? And what, if Crawford's listening to this or Canelo's listening, what do you tell them about their fight?
Whoever wants to win will win. You know what I mean? I'm not being funny. Whoever wants to win will win.
The will overcomes everything. That's how you did it. I appreciate you. Great seeing you so much, and keep doing it.
That concludes today's video. Please remember to hit the bell button, subscribe, and like if you liked it so you don't miss any of our next videos. Additionally, remember to leave a comment with your ideas. Keep checking back, and we'll see you at the next.